Hello, everybody. I'm back. First and foremost, a big, massive thank you to everybody who showed such kindness to me. I cannot say thank you enough. Words will never, ever. I don't even have the words. Let's just say that. And I am usually not speechless, as you know. Anyway, thank you guys. That being said, if you're totally brand new here, my name is Lara. This is ACO, All Kinds of Wrong. And what I do is I put my things in chapter form, and at the end of each chapter, we have commercials, which is clips of parodies and all kinds of stuff. Just funny things that we can laugh at because we need to. All right, that's what we do here. We laugh, but we also do give you the news. So let's just get to it. This chapter is updates and censorship, things that H can do. I also want you guys to know, I have an appointment tomorrow with my girl. She has her ultrasound coming up, and we are going to be doing a live on the 19th at 2:30 instead of 1:30, so hopefully some Aussies can get in there. I will give all the information later. However, I just wanted to tell you guys that, and then now we can go forward. Actually, I'm going to start out this chapter a little bit different. So, get prepared.
They're 3 and 5. They're amazing. But all you want to do as parents is protect them. And so as we can see what's happening in the online space, we know that there's a lot of work to be done there, and we're just happy to be able to be a part of,
Alrighty. So what I wanted to do was show how idiotic they sound. What I showed you and what's in front of you is my baby granddaughter. She is almost 3 in this photo, but the clip I showed you, she is 3. So she's a 3-year-old. Now, she has a tablet in front of her. She is singing Baby Shark. And it goes endless, trust me. But that's okay. I let her watch it if she's eating or if we're watching something together. Other than that, I play with her. I color with her. We talk. So you can see she has a little Etch-a-Sketch there. We do that kind of thing because that is what I think children should do. Now, I do not in any way, shape, or form feel that H or M has any idea of what they're talking about. But what they are trying to do, as we know, is put in censorship laws that they are putting under the guise of helping children. I'm sorry, but a 3 and a 5-year-old do not need a phone or a tablet or any nonsense like that. And if they do have one, they use it like what you just saw. So they're full of it. This is all a big scam. So I wrote this and I want to read it to you guys. The real reasons Rochel and Has No Hair don't sue YouTubers. In my opinion, they won't sue anyone on social media. They haven't in all this time, and they won't. Some of the craziest stories that come out of YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, X, etc. should be sue-worthy, no? But they will sue MSM, that's mainstream media, for the most inconsequential things, like a letter. There are actually 2 reasons why they don't sue people like me. Number 1, money. You can't get blood out of a stone. We pull. So it would be a big financial loss for them. We know they're cheap. 2, the most important reason. If they sue anyone about the bumps, surrogates, yachting, and the intersex story, or quite frankly, any of the things that they've been accused of, that would mean all of the past would be out for the world to see. any of those subjects would lead into the things Rochelle has tried desperately to hide. So this is how I look at it. This is why people say, sue me, and then claim that if they aren't sued, it must be the truth, but not always. So I just want you guys to remember to always be careful. Mainstream media, as far as I know, about 80% is crap. Social media, I'd say 50. Just because someone says sue me and they don't get sued doesn't mean they're telling the truth about everything, okay? Or that they know everything. That's a fact. They're not going to start suing YouTubers or whatever. Instead, they're going to go behind the scenes and try to change the laws so that they can get what they want, which is to shut us all up. So suing and saying that that's the truth it's just not. I just needed to say that. So in Patreon, guys, I have somebody that wanted me to share this. Oh yes, I did make a video for Patreon. It was up earlier today. So if anybody cares to go and check it out, it's there. I'll put the thumbnail after I put the memes out and let you see what it's about. All right. Hi, Lara. I would like to show some people in our community this. I am in Paris. Not so long ago, French government approved a law for internet censorship. It slipped through the cracks. No one really opposed it. I've noticed some censorship, but nothing as bad as this. I have a VPN on my phone. However, I turned it off and I Googled. Meghan Markle is the biggest generator of misinformation and lies. Look at the search results. This is terrifying if this is what to expect, for if the censorship's efforts in the U.S. are successful and tear down the First Amendment. So here she shows that she typed it in, and she said it won't even let you search that phrase. So she can't even get anything up in France on it. So she turned her VPN on. She turned it to USA, New York. And look what popped up. All this info. She said, this just made me really scared for the future. No kidding. No kidding. I'm in Canada and we're facing the same stuff. This, you guys, is what they are aiming for. They want to shut us down. Period. So no, they're not going to sue us. They're going to do worse. So we must somehow stop it. This is what we're here for. I believe us truth seekers, we have almost a duty now to tell people the truth, because this is scary in a big way, But okay, now I'm going to get into the updates. I know I talked about this before, but I'm going to bring it up again just because they said if the Germans know about Meghan Markle's secret daughter, what else do they know about Meghan's past? And this is MSM mainstream media, you guys, okay? So they will not put out anything that they don't know for sure, because they will get sued. Because they try, like Rochelle and Harry try to make an example or something out of them. I don't know what they're trying to do with this. Well, I do know, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, I just needed to show you guys this because they are not letting up. But MSM is finally starting to say some stuff. It might have taken the Germans to get it going, but it's starting to, the wheels are grinding, okay? Another example of this, Harry and Rochelle, the Rise and Fall preview, Channel 5. Channel 5 has announced new 2-part series telling the definitive story of Rochelle and Harry, an intimate tale with an epic scope. It's a love story that has captured the imagination of the world and changed the royal family forever. Harry and Rochelle, the Rise and Fall, airs Saturday the 17th and Sunday the 18th of August on Channel 5 at 9 p.m. This is big, guys. This is big. It might not say everything we want, but it's a start. It's a start. Colombia. Colombia's PM rejects Prince Harry's request for 5-star luxury hotel during upcoming trip. Thank you very much, sir. Colombia's PM rejects Prince Harry's request for 5-star luxury hotel during upcoming trip. Megsy apparently demanded the presidential suite, which was refused in no uncertain terms. It seems that they're no longer deemed to be senior royalty, so get the average person's accommodation now. Good. It might bring Madame down a peg or two from the ivory tower that she's placed herself in. She won't stay with him much longer without VIP privileges. I agree. Someone wrote, is it time for Archofficial to be kidnapped? Littlebucks? Fake children cannot remain fake. Just wondering what the grifting couple is up to now. This is also big. Daily Mail exclusive, not another one. Prince Harry and Rochel's new chief of staff quits after only 3 months on the eve of their quasi-royal tour of Colombia. I wonder why. Probably because he's got half a brain. And this is the crap they're putting out. Prince Harry struggling to fill his days, causing tension with Rochelle, report. Issues have reportedly arisen within the Sussex household, with an increasingly bored Harry finding it difficult to stay busy. So I saw this and I was like, oh, my children were 22 months apart. Time for another Harry opinion piece or two. I have read these last few days that poor Harry is bored. He doesn't know what to do with his spare time. He seems to have plenty of spare time these days, despite the fact that he supposedly has a 3- and 5-year-old at home. I remember quite well when my children were 3 and 5. Same. As my older 2 are 22 months apart. Same. I didn't even remember what spare time meant. Same. Anyway, as Harry feels so aimless and well spare these days, I thought that I would make a list of all the things that Harry could do so that he doesn't feel, well, so spare anymore. So, Harry Sussex, I hope you're listening, for this list is for you. 1. You could use one of your mini phones or computers and contact the people in charge of #AfricaParks and ask them what on earth is going on. Hear, hear. 2, you can set up a meeting with said Africa Parks and representatives for the Baka people and bring about positive change. 3, you then have a media conference without your wife and explain to them your Africa Park solutions. 4, you have 16 bathrooms to clean. 5, you can dust and polish all of the undeserved awards that you have recently bought for yourself. You can play with your children. 7, you can deal with and disband the SS. 8, you can set up a meeting with Boozy and ask him to stop harassing the Princess of Wales. 9, you can go and volunteer at the local soup kitchen. I put those on the bottom, of course. 10, didn't you get a B in art? Strange that you never talk about art, never get involved in fundraising for young artists. To get a B in art at finals means that you are talented and interested in the subject. That's if you didn't cheat. 11, you can clean the chicken coop. 12, you can take up a hobby. 13, you have a swimming pool. Use it. Teach your children to swim. 14, take your kids out for ice cream. 15, get into gardening. You have a huge garden. 16, you can practice calligraphy. So can Rochelle. 17, go to a shelter and offer your time, taking the dogs for a walk, mucking out the kennels, etc. 18, take an adult entry diploma course. 19, what happened to the children in Lesotho that you promised to be there for? Why don't you make good on that promise? I got to stop here for just a sec. You guys, if I mispronounce something, I apologize beforehand. That happens sometimes. I'm human. So just letting you know, because I do get people saying things and it's really not a need to. I know sometimes I trip on things, but that's just how that goes. So, okay. 20, organize beach and fun park excursions for underprivileged children. You have contacts, Harry. Use them and do some good. 21, go and bring awareness to unexploded mines in war-torn areas like your mom did. 22, you could go and make a weekly visit to hospitals and bring cheer. 23, visit underprivileged kindergartens and read to the children. 24, go and do a cooking course. 25, grow flowers. You have the land. 26, take a personal developmental course. 27, take your kids to Disneyland, if you have any. 28, build a pizza oven. 29, take up origami. 30, you too can do yoga. Perhaps your mother will come to you. 31, do Pilates. 32, seek help and guidance. Visit a Buddhist monastery. 33, learn to knit. 34, you love the army. Join the Red Cross and go to war-torn nations to deliver food and aid. 35, actually do some work with Invictus instead of just showing up for publicity. 36, go to art school or hire a tutor. 37, get involved in your children's school. 38, go to AA meetings. Yeah. 39, go and clean up rubbish off the beach. 40, take up a water sport. Better still, take up surf rescue. Remember, Harry, you are no longer the spare. You have the freedom to do so much more than you think. You are no longer required as an understudy for the crown. You are free and released. So go out there, do good, redeem yourself, and if Tardy complains, show her the door. You're not anyone's handbag. Reclaim your manhood and go out there and actually live the life your mother would have wanted you to live, not the one that the harpy you married expects you to. So I just wanted to show you guys this, and then we are done with this chapter. Rachel's no longer allowed to enter the UK. She was expelled from the country by the king after the funeral. That's why the Carparcles look like beaten dogs. I love it. I love that things are turning around, you guys. Okay, commercial time. Yay. I forgot about this, you guys. We have to talk a little bit, not long, about this. Just basically want to show you Catherine and William are out there praising Team GB. She looks lovely. He's wearing a beard. It's all good. So let's just watch this little clip and then I'll get to commercials.
All of us watching at home, congratulations to Team GB.
Well done on all you've achieved. You've been an inspiration to us all.
One thing people want to know is how much longer do we have to listen to your crap? Now, you have a brother, right?
Yep.
And which one are you? William?
No.
Okay. Harry. Yeah, that's what I had. Yeah, so Harry, former Dorcas Sussex, Duke Sussex. Why did you really leave the royal family? And was it because you're Camilla's redheaded stepchild?
Truth be known, no. Got me out of the spotlight.
Makes sense. You want to be left alone.
That's all I've ever asked for.
So then you decided to move to LA recently.
Not recently.
A few years ago, sorry. And then you signed a $100 million Netflix deal and wrote a book. So mission accomplished on staying out of the spotlight. I guess in a sense, you're still royalty, though, having pretty much crowned yourself drama king. Anyway, so you wrote a new book. I ain't gonna read it. So walk me through it. What percentage of it would you say you're crying victim?
I don't know.
In the new book titled Spare, for whatever reason, you claim to have been invited to a party.
Not invited.
You were not. Okay. You crashed a party at Courtney Cox's house.
Yep.
Were Phoebe and Rachel there?
No.
And you say you saw a bag of shrooms in Courtney Cox's kitchen.
Yes.
Which I'm sure she appreciates that shout out. How much of the bag did you eat?
All of it.
Okay. And how did that work out?
Not particularly well.
I imagine. Now let's fast forward about 15 years or so and you meet your wife.
Yep.
She's a stunner. Well done. Your next book should be titled From Meth Head to Meghan. You're welcome. But she's an American, which doesn't seem customary for British royalty. What drew you to her?
The fact that she was American, divorced, black.
She's hot. Let's be honest. You outkicked your coverage, am I right? I mean, she's an actress. Exactly. And you look like you went to Hogwarts. I guess in all fairness, you did join the British military. How long exactly were you enlisted?
A while.
Okay, thanks. And for who? Your country?
Myself.
That makes more sense. And then what happened? You changed.
Yeah, I did change.
Yeah. I mean, you went from Britain's badass to Burbank Beta real quick. So what's next for you? Are you working in any form?
Currently, no.
Okay.
Like when you don't necessarily need to.
Sure. Well, thanks for bringing your crap to the U.S. I'd love to sit down and do this again in the future.
No. I can't see that happening.
Okay, well, I was just being polite. You can do us all a favor and go jump in a lake.
100 boys lived in proximity. We ate together, bathed together, slept together. Everyone knew everyone's business, down to who was circumcised and who wasn't. We called it Roundheads versus Cavaliers. Everything's difficult, Doctor. Sitting, walking, sex, I added. Worse, my Todger constantly felt like it was having sex. My penis was oscillating between extremely sensitive and borderline traumatized. She'd urged me to apply Elizabeth Arden cream. My mum used that on her lips. You want me to put that on my Todger? And the minute I opened it, the smell transported me through time. I felt as if my mother was right there in the room. Then I took a smidge and applied it down there.
Okay, kids and bumps and comparisons. So I thought this was really nice to kind of start it out. Prince William and Princess Catherine say no to having servants at their Windsor home as they prefer to raise their 3 children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, on their own. Isn't that awesome? I'm not going to read the article, but it just basically says what it said. There's no servants. They decided to just do it on their own. And it says, the princess's own upbringing is reflected in how she raises her brood and is a far cry from husband William, whose mealtimes as a child were often spent with nannies. So yeah, things have changed over the years, haven't they? So then I came across this, you guys, and boy, things are starting to change. Rochelle and the moon bump. Why are so many people convinced she's faking her pregnancy? Searches for Rochelle fake bump have increased by over 4,000% in the last 90 days. But what's behind our reaction to the royal pregnancy? Nell Fritzl investigates. So I don't get into that, but what I do is I type in moon bump and I'll show you what I got, guys. Look at that. Look at that. This is what's coming up, you guys. I'm not even kidding. Isn't that awesome? Look at this one. They actually, look at their stretch marks actually on that thing. I'm not even kidding. Stretch marks, people? Really? Wow. But they show that one with her having that gimpy on the right. Oh my God. And they've got a couple new ones too, you guys. So here is the same day. The same day. This is the one where it inflated, remember? So it must have been deflated when she was getting out of the car, and then she just pumped it up. I don't know. I have not seen this one before. December 4th, 2018, and December 10th, 2018. Supposedly 3 months along. Yep. Mishinunu's wedding, 2 months along. Some of it's sheer, yeah, but she's got a noticeable bump there. This was the gown she wore, you guys. Look at that. It's like sheer. You can see everything under there. What the hell? A picture of them at said wedding before they were complete outcasts. Compared to Catherine's bump, a real pregnancy, you can see how she places it completely wrong for the anatomy of a pregnancy. Right? She would have been so much better off to wear looser clothing too. Like, she was just stupid. So I'm just going to show you some comparisons. Some will be with her and some will be with other things. But how she supports a millionaire and how she supports a grieving mother. Quite a difference, isn't there? I put these together and wrote, nice try, Rochelle, because it's pretty evident what she was going for. I mean, could you be more transparent, Rochelle? Honest to God. This one I said, who is this woman? I wonder who will show up in the next faux interview. Because look, you guys, I did surgery and stuff in another video, but Wow. Comparing them side by side. Okay. As we get older, our noses don't get shorter and our eyes don't lift up. They go the opposite, which is what was happening until she went and got a nip and tuck. I love this one. The mothers. Now you can see where their daughters get their dress sense from. Yep. And there's this one. Diana's black eyeliner makes her look like she has big, nervous doe eyes. Harry's wife black-lined eyes make her beady eyes look nasty, mean, cold, calculating eyes. Because they are. Because they are. What you order, what you get. I love those. A real royal tour with a real princess. The bottom, this, not so much. Big difference. Big difference. I am a rock. I am an island. A life of fakery fuckery. Right? Wow. Wow. Lubug Windsor says, who knows what the nose knows? Hilarious that Rochel's hate squad claims Princess Catherine was absent from public life due to cosmetic surgery. The claim hurled as an insult. How many times has their queen been under the knife? Oh, a few. So this was when a 79-year-old fella fell off his horse. So you'll notice the difference in Rochel as compared to Catherine. Reaction from both duchesses when 79-year-old Mr. Field Marshal fell off his horse. I hope he is doing okay. Paramedics were rushed to the scene. How can anyone laugh? The supposed people's princess, Rochel, is very transparent when not acting. She's cruel, you guys. Literally cruel. So I have a little clip here about said children. Let's listen.
Meghan Markle, you DJ'd at the wedding.
Yeah, man.
Have you met baby Archie yet?
No one has.
Totally love that people are talking. Thank God. So this is the last little bit of this chapter, and then we'll go into commercials. Harry has a child as well. It's a boy with an American woman. I don't know the actual age of the child, but he's the result of a hookup when Harry was younger. The child lives somewhere on the East Coast with his mother. NT Lawyer mentions this multiple times through his Patreon episodes. He's always been very accurate with information. I believe this, you guys, because I have said it before, that he has a child in America. And I don't know if it's Archie or not, but he does. I'm convinced. But that's just out there. It's free all to just take in, look it up, do what you have to do. I just bring you the info. All right, let's do the commercials.
You been watching this Meghan Markle Prince Harry documentary? It's fucking great crack. I wouldn't usually have any interest in this, but I'm finding this very, very funny. The amount of shite these two come out with is very entertaining. They remind me of an awful lot of people I know, particularly Meghan Markle. I know about 90 Meghan Markles. She has this habit of making up conversations that never happened so that she can say what she thinks. Like, she'll have this opinion, but she thinks she's going to seem like a cunt if she comes right out with it. So what she does is she manufactures some far-fetched conversation that definitely never took place. And so, like, one time she's, like, on a plane. And, like, she wants to talk about how class she is, but she doesn't want to just sit there and go, I'm unreal, I'm one of the best people to ever do it. So what she does is she makes up this conversation where somebody came up to her on a plane, like the pilot, who should have been driving the plane. He came up to her and he goes, I can't believe people can't see what you're doing for the country. You're absolutely out there grafting. And she's like, yeah, I mean, I don't know, but, that's what he said. It's like, no, Meghan, that's what you think, man, calm down. Then there's another time where she makes up this analogy that somebody came up and said to her. And it's so funny if you watch this and you imagine the conversation actually taking place. What she says is, so basically what she's doing is she wants to take a big shite in the royal family, but she she wants to kind of play it off like, no, I'm sound. Like, I'm not taking a shite on the royal family. But what somebody else said was, and then she comes out with this weird analogy about a fish. So she's like, the royal family. So what she says is, she goes, this woman comes up to me and says to me, the royal family is like a fish. And then a foreign organism coming, the foreign organism's Meghan Markle, by the way. And a foreign organism comes in and tries to get onto the fish. And the fish is like, no, get away from me. And that was the analogy she came up for why the royal family didn't like her. And she thought when she came up with that, that's class now, but I can't say that. I just pretend some random viewer said that at my wedding. And then another bit I loved is where they make out they were slumming it in the palace. So they're like living in the palace. And Meghan and Harry are like, oh, you wouldn't believe the conditions we were living in. We were living in like quite a modest sized cottage on the palace, like 4 steps away from the Queen. But they're making out like people would be shocked to find out that they weren't living like, you know, in a big, huge place. And like, oh, our life is actually graft. Like, we're actually grafting nonstop. And then she goes, Oprah even came in and said, nobody would believe you were living there. Like, get a grip, guys, for fuck's sake.
And joining me tonight on The Tonight Show, the Kardashians of Britain, the royal family, and the ex-royal family. Well, besides the money, the paparazzi, the racism, and the sibling with the questionable genetic relatability to their father, I'd actually say you're very different from the Kardashians.
Thank you so much.
Because you're all much worse. So to be more like the Kardashians, I've brought you here in front of a camera to air everything out. So Kate and William, Kate, you look like you haven't aged at all. And William, you are here too. So why did you agree to come today?
It's very unnerving and it's very, you know, anxiety making. But ultimately, if we want to tackle this, if we want to get on the front foot, we've got to bring people with us. And people got to feel like there's hope, there's a chance we can fix this.
Let's start with fixing your relationship with your brother. William, you're next in line to be king. Is there any chance of Harry becoming king in the future?
He wishes.
Well, I guess we'll just move on to Kate making people cry.
Oh, yeah.
So you made Meghan cry over a dress?
We had quite an awkward situation because I at the time wasn't very happy, but actually it made me a stronger person. You find out things about yourself that maybe you hadn't realised.
So the two of you are on good terms now?
Well, currently, no. No, of course, you know, I think, you know, one step at a time.
Well, luckily
in the States, you don't grow up with the same understanding of the royal family.
Did you try to fix these problems going on inside the royal family?
Not trying to find the next place to go and live.
Well, I guess that brings us to your departure from the royal family.
It's not easy for anybody, but I know that, you know, at the end of the day, she chooses me and I choose her.
And you both chose Oprah to help you expose the royal family.
It was a total shock when it came
A
out.
lot of shocks in it, yeah.
So you've seen the special?
I never watched it. I gather it didn't go down that well. So yes, thank you for bringing that up.
So I guess you won't be watching the documentary either.
Do you know, I have absolutely no interest in...
You should be supportive of your brother.
I'm hoping people can find enough time to sit down and watch the series.
I think that the four of you are actually quite close to being on good terms.
Can you imagine? No.
Well, can you just go with it so we have a nice conclusion to this?
Catherine's been absolutely
wonderful,
amazing, as has William as well, with fantastic support.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Okay, chapter 3. It's, of course, Eco Water Cooler Gossip, the best chapter. So I saw this. Who you are as a person will only be amplified once you are famous. Meghan Markle. That didn't age well. I found this tweet from Thomas Markle to Meghan Markle, September 2013. Great show. Hey, loved the show. You had so much emotion. Love, anger, parents, anger, makeup. Stanford, wow. Really good show. I like the lighting. Yeah, he sounds like such a horrible person to her, doesn't he? Good grief. So I read this once before, but it's got a little bit more and some comments. Johnny Depp witness commented, look, my homies from LA knew her ass. She ain't nice. She's mean AF. Her mom was a real thug. She treats valet and service peeps like shit. Oh, and her breath smells like caca, by the way. This woman is pure drama, 100%. She's been causing drama in LA since she was real young. She ain't gonna stop. Totally believe Doria's a thug. Her breath smells like shit. I had a feeling her breath would smell with that funky-looking mouth of hers. Guessing her alleged fondness of tossing salads doesn't help with the skank breath issue. Oh, gross. No excuse, though. You can wear a shower cap. She and Harry always look like they need a shower. Gross. She looks like her vag smells. I've heard and seen comments that she has bad body odor, and I think she doesn't shower often because if her hair gets wet, it will turn back to afro. Well, that would suit H, because he looks like dirty, lazy slob, too. Clothes that look dirty, holes in his shoes. She always looked like she has been thrown together. Reckon they would both smell. Pa, I need more money. Rochel's charging me for sex now. She's gone back to her old career. I'm her only customer. So I wanted to show you guys a clip of what a photographer actually said about Rochelle.
Yeah, on that occasion I was in Toronto. Actually, one of the best sets I took of Megan was a set of her actually going to a florist, and at the florist she literally was there. She honestly facilitated. She posed up for us. She smiled at us. Me and the other guy I was working with, and we got such a beautiful set of pictures. She talked to us, and at one point she was like telling me, she's like, "Oh, where are you from?" I was like, "I'm from London." She's like, "Well, you need to stop wearing that trench coat because we're in Toronto. You need to wear a puffer jacket." Megan also used to organize setups where she would ask an agency, "Hey, I'm going to be turning up to a restaurant or an event. Can you photograph me coming in?" So the funny thing about that actually is as well is that like Megan has also posed with paparazzi. I've actually seen images of her posing and standing next to paparazzi. I can even show you a picture afterwards. She's got the photographer's got her arm around. He might have his arm around, but he's standing right next to her. I remember the picture vividly. I remember the name of the photographer.
Okay, so I do have some other things, but I am going to leave it for the next one. I do have to get up in a few hours to be with my girl, and then we're going to try to do some stuff for the live and make it better and all that good stuff. So I'm going to go straight into the blind that I didn't do last time. We'll do that and then commercial, and then we'll be done. And thank you guys. I really just wanted this to be a lighthearted one. I didn't want to get into too much deep stuff. I just didn't need that. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that you're letting me just have a light video and we can just laugh. So let's hope the blind makes me laugh because it's the one my girl gave me. So let's check it out. August 3rd, blind item. The illiterate one was yelling at a producer after a recent interview. The I wanted to be unalived one says she's only scraped the surface of her dramatic near unalive fable. This means we'll soon be treated to the in-depth, detailed version of the evil family who almost drove her to unaliveness. But they didn't count on our true queen's strength and determination, and so she lives on. Anybody remember 40 by 40 or whatever that Melissa McCarthy thing was? Can someone enlighten us as why CBS interviewed this pair of grifters? Are they professionals with expertise in online behavior, bullying, or child psychology? CBS and Jane Pauley are horrors. If Harry weren't a prince, these two would never be interviewed. Maybe she could pass out bananas with her fridge magnet wisdom scrawled on them. It's her birthday today, so this interview is her way of being in media for her birthday, just as Catherine would be. She was mad as hell at Judas Harry, for sure. Every time he opened his mouth, there was clear to see the glaring at him, nervous hair smoothing, and sharp intake of breath. Oh my God, he's actually going to speak. What the F? Did he really just say that? H, I told you to leave the speaking to me. That's exactly what she was thinking. Oh, cut her some slack. That bad wig was probably cutting off circulation for the lump that passes for her brain. Honestly, it's been obvious she's always worn extensions, but this is a full-on carry with you in a box, WIG. And if I can tell, then it must be pretty damn obvious. I wonder what has necessitated this. It's a wig designed to look just like Catherine's hair. Look at Catherine's announcement about her cancer diagnosis. Almost identical. Don't tell me there's no cosplay going on with Megan. She can't stand she has no chance to go after William and had to settle for Harry and that she'll never be Catherine. Extensions are a reoccurring expense, and she's probably run through all the good people, pissed them off, or didn't pay them. Wigs are a one-off expense. Don't frizz with humidity, don't care about the rain, and don't need constant styling as it's baked in. Just shake and go. It's a birthday wig. LOL, that explains it from the exclusive Ronald McDonald wig line coming this fall to Target. Every princess needs a birthday wig. The drums are pounding out. Divorce, divorce. Divorce Watch 2020. Fernando hears those drums. Rochel's making such angry faces in the preview clip. If looks could kill, Harry's a goner. It's weird that they put that out in a preview. It's already being analyzed on YouTube and elsewhere. I guess CBS wants their hate watchers. She's furious for them allowing Harry to speak after she forbid him to open his mouth. Maybe that's why she was yelling at a producer, and maybe they're being stitched up like the Netflix interview where Rochel doesn't have any control over what gets aired. That pisses her off. How I imagine conversations between these two. You just know that if she reads, when she reads comments, she reads the ones on this site, then smashes plates and tells Harry it's all his fault. Wishing you both a long marriage. Oh yeah, I second the long, long marriage to Harry. Saint Meghan Markle hates Migsy Baby. Who in their right mind doesn't? Hence why her new fans and supporters need special long-term care in a quiet place with no sharp objects. Oh my God. Reddit may be a bit prejudiced since Rochel was buds with founder Alexis Ohanian's wife, Serena Williams. Not friends after the old hag flashed Alexis her private area. Well, the smell alone would put one off. Giving that old thing an airing is dangerous. Oh my God. She was probably in a bad mood to begin with because her new wig looked atrocious. Oh my God. It's astonishing how badly she wears a wig. It's like the wig is allergic to her. I didn't notice the hair, but something odd about eyes. Her eyes look in different directions. Me too. She looked like she has had surgery that has changed her face and given her a harder look. Yep, the hair looked weird. Oh my, I thought that was a wig too. One of my dingle. What the is of African heritage. I don't know what the hell it is. And her sister makes wigs, and she always says it's a wig. Okay, I gotta see this interview now. I agree with your DINL. What is that? Divorced in-laws, I think. No, shocked I am by that revelation. She looks so serene and saintly in those preview clips too. Not at all like Harry's back was covered in bruises a few hours later. From the beating for speaking out of line. During the interview. Oh God. Have to think of another new name for the pair now. How about Coke and Joke? You guys. Doesn't work. Both apply to Harry. Oh, jeez. Oh, my tummy. Oh, I know one that will salute her Nigerian heritage as a proud black woman. White powder and black powder. Oh, God. Judas Harry seeking a new supplier. Fat Markle has just discovered she's 43% Nigerian and 57% Colombian. Harry thinks that means free blow for life, and he is all in. He's gonna ask if they'll also get him some more of those cool South African frogs he loves to lick. Rochel's hoping they will give her strands and strands of emeralds. She doesn't need any more of those poor people's janky wooden shit. Oh my God. Only the most precious jewels can grace that scrawny aging neck. Oh my God, good one, girl, good one. Oh my God, you guys. I needed this laugh, something fierce. Oh my God. Whew. Alrighty. Well, that was fun. That was really fun. Those skanky wooden jewels. Wooden shit. Oh, my tummy hurts. Alrighty, now we get to watch Sam. Oh, geez. I'll probably get people like unsubbing because I'm a fool, but I needed this, so thank you. Thank you so much. If you did enjoy this, please give it a like, sub, it's free, and that would be wonderful. Okay, I love you guys, and let's just watch Sam.
They've just finished their CBS interview where they've announced the launch of yet another initiative. So we thought we'd get the tone-deaf duo back in to help explain how the sentiment of their new project coheres with the treatment they've shown their own families. Harry, Meghan. Hey. Hi. I know it will annoy you, Meghan, but if we can let Harry start. Harry, please explain why there's a need to focus on online safety for children. Yeah, well, back in the olden days, you could always see what your children were up to if they were inside your house. One with a roof, it would seem. That's right. Whereas now, your children and their actions are effectively hidden from you when they're online. We have 2 children, 3 and 5. Oh my God, that's so amazing. I mean, you can be sitting in the dining room chomping on a banana, and for all you know, they could be chatting online to some weirdo from Egypt or, Greece. You do raise some concerning points there, Harry. We have 2 children, 3 and 5, and they're really amazing. So we're going to set up an online safety program on our Archwell website. Well, I'm sure that everyone agrees that anything that can be done to protect children from the dark corners of the internet is a good development. Although some may question and wonder why you 2 consider yourselves the ones to head this thing up. A cynical man might say it's merely yet another excuse to get yourselves back in the headlines. Well, this world is full of cynicism, right? And I make sure I teach my kids that, you know. They're 3 and 5. They're amazing. Well, there really is so much to say at this point, I'm not really sure that I can get it all out. But luckily, I do have a friend to assist. Barman? Right, look, I'm a naturally optimistic and positive person, so I'd like to believe that your drive to help children is wholly altruistic. It is. We have 2 children, 3 and 5. And look, I agree with the sentiment. Although I would say it would be more effective just to simply deny them the ability to solo scroll and get them reading and living instead. But anyway, something don't quite add up here. What? Your poorly father was deserted and alone in a Mexican border town in the USA, succumbing to the ravages of time, desperately missing his daughter and dying to see his grandchildren, who are 3 and 5, and they're just amazing. Pipe down. And this is all in punishment for a relatively minor media indiscretion, especially in comparison to the mushroom cloud of telltale self-pity that explodes whenever anyone puts a microphone near either one of your bazoos. Yeah, but we like harmony in our house. And what is it with these hand signals, Harry? You're not doing the YMCA, you idiot. Fix things closer to home. And that goes for you too, Mr. McVitie's. You've been responsible for the fallout of your family ever since you've been on a non-stop whinge tour with this one. It's all well and good trying to fix things for everyone. But those lives who have been injured by your two's self-centered and delusional behaviour need attention first. But enough chatting. Enough initiatives, enough projects, enough programmes. Okay? Apologise. Build fences, build bridges. Tone down to self-referential behaviour. Practice what you preach. Then, perhaps, the world might take you seriously when you're trying to do good. Otherwise, it just looks like hypocritical bilge from a pair of prats who clearly find reality too difficult to face. Well, all I know is that I have 2 children, 3 and 5, and they are amazing. Yeah, well, all I know is that before I met my Meghan, I used to spend far too much time being happy to properly concentrate on my mental health.